You step outside in the soft light of morning, carrying a cup of coffee, and the yard is already awake. A sparrow lands on the rim of your bird bath. A robin waits beneath the hedge. Somewhere above you, wings shake dew from the leaves. Then the sparrow bends down and drinks. It looks peaceful. It looks kind. You may even feel proud, because in a dry and crowded world, you have given a wild creature something it needs. But perhaps you have noticed something small. A dull film on the water. A green shadow along the rim. A bird that sits too still. Feathers that look wet when they should look clean. You felt it before you understood it. Something about the scene was wrong. Because the bird bath in front of you may not be an oasis anymore. It may be a meeting place where invisible organisms pass from beak to beak, foot to foot, feather to feather. And the thick concrete bowl you trusted because it looked solid and natural may be helping that danger remain hidden. This is Avian Whispers. Stay until the end, because the last thing we cover is the one that changes everything. It changes the way you see the birds. It changes the way they see your yard, and it may change what you do before tomorrow morning. Number 1. You are not replacing the water, you are feeding the water. This is the first mistake, and it is the easiest to make. The water level drops in the heat. You bring out the hose, you add more. The bowl looks full again, so the problem feels solved. But topping off is not the same as cleaning. Old water remains at the bottom. Droppings remain. Bits of seed remain. Dust, saliva, pollen, feathers, and soil remain. Fresh water does not erase them. It spreads them through the bowl. Now sunlight warms the mixture. Bacteria multiply. Algae grows. Organic matter breaks down. A thin living layer begins to form on the surface and along the sides. It may be almost invisible at first. Yet that layer can hold microbes in place, protecting them from drying and making them harder to wash away. The bird does not know this. It sees a familiar shape. It remembers where water was yesterday. It lands because your yard has taught it that this place is safe. That is the first painful truth. The more reliable your bird bath becomes, the more birds may visit it. And if the water is contaminated, reliability does not reduce the danger, it increases the traffic. But the water itself is only part of the trap. Number 2. Concrete remembers what your eyes cannot see. Concrete feels strong, permanent, honest. It blends into the garden. It does not tip in the wind. It looks as if it belongs beside stone, moss, and roots. Yet concrete is not perfectly smooth. Under your fingertips, even a clean concrete basin feels rough. Under magnification, that roughness becomes a landscape. Tiny pits, hairline cracks, uneven channels, places where moisture and organic material can remain after the bowl looks empty. This is where biofilm can hold on. Biofilm is not simply dirt. It is a community of microorganisms attached to a surface, protected by a sticky layer they produce. Once it becomes established, a quick rinse may remove the loose debris while leaving the deeper film behind. The bowl looks better. The danger may still be there. Older concrete can become more difficult. Weather opens small cracks. Freezing and heating weaken the surface. Minerals create stains that hide fresh buildup. Moss and algae make the basin seem charming, even ancient. But a bird does not need charm, it needs clean water. And here is the detail most people miss. Birds do not only drink, they step into the bowl, they bathe, they shake, they rub wet feathers with their beaks. Water touches the eyes, nostrils, mouth, skin, and feet. One contaminated surface can reach the entire body. That is why a dirty bath can do more than cause one bad sip. It can turn grooming into exposure. And once several birds begin using the same place, the story becomes much larger than a single bowl. That larger story begins at the rim. One bird grips the same damp edge another bird used moments earlier. A finch leaves a dropping beside the water. A dove lowers its beak through floating dust. Then a chickadee arrives, carrying whatever touched its feet at a feeder, a branch, or the ground. Nothing dramatic happens. No alarm sounds. The exchange is silent, ordinary, and fast. But what comes next is where an innocent backyard object becomes part of an unseen biological network. Number 3. Your bird bath is not serving individual birds. It is connecting entire neighborhoods. The robin in your yard may feed 2 streets away. The sparrow may sleep beneath a roof across the road. A finch may visit several feeders before noon. Birds carry the history of every place they have touched. Then they gather at your water. Wildlife disease experts describe feeding and watering stations as points of concentration. In nature, birds may drink from scattered puddles, leaves, streams, and shallow edges. In a yard, one dependable basin can pull many animals toward the same few inches of space. That concentration changes the odds. A healthy bird arrives, then a stressed bird, then one that is already infected but does not yet look sick. They share the rim, they share the water, they may never touch each other directly, yet the bowl creates a bridge between them. Some pathogens associated with wild birds can spread through contaminated droppings, saliva, or water. Salmonella bacteria can move through fecal contamination. Trichomonas parasites can pass where birds share wet surfaces and drinking sites. Other bacteria and fungi may thrive where water stays warm, dirty, and rich in organic material. The exact threat changes with the species, season, climate, and local outbreak. The principle does not. Crowding plus contamination creates opportunity, and your concrete basin may preserve that opportunity longer than you realize. Researchers studying animal disease often focus on contact networks. They ask which animals meet, where they meet, and what connects one group to another. In your yard, the answer may not be a branch or a nest. It may be a bowl. But even then, the birds sometimes warn you. Number 4. The first signs are quieter than sickness. Most people imagine an ill bird collapsing in plain sight. Nature is rarely so obvious. A vulnerable bird often hides weakness. In the wild, looking sick can attract predators or drive rivals closer, so the earliest warning may be a change in rhythm. A bird stays at the bath longer than usual. It appears fluffed up on a warm day. Its eyes look partly closed. It drinks repeatedly but does not bathe. Food or saliva clings around the beak. It struggles to swallow. Its feathers look dull, wet, or unkempt. You may also notice the water changing faster than before. Cloudiness appears within hours. Droppings collect on the rim. A sour smell rises when the sun heats the bowl. Mosquito larvae move near the surface of water left standing too long. None of these signs proves a specific disease, but together they tell you that the system is under stress. This is the moment to act. Do not wait for certainty. Empty the basin. Keep birds away while it is cleaned. Scrub away all visible film. Use a wildlife-safe cleaning method recommended for bird equipment, and rinse so thoroughly that no cleaner remains. Let the surface dry completely when possible. If sick or dead birds are appearing in your area, temporarily remove the bath and feeders and follow guidance from local wildlife authorities. Cornell Lab of Ornithology and other bird conservation organizations have repeatedly emphasized fresh water and regular cleaning for backyard bird baths. The advice sounds simple because the action is simple. The consequences are not. Yet cleaning an old concrete bath can become a losing contest if the surface is deeply cracked, permanently rough, or impossible to lift and drain. That brings us to the urgent change. Number 5. Stop topping it off. Start breaking the cycle. Today, not next weekend, pour the old water out. Do not leave a shallow layer beneath the fresh refill. Do not assume clear water is clean water. Remove leaves, seed hulls, droppings, and slime. Scrub the rim where feet gather. Scrub the bottom where sediment settles. Then change the design of the bath itself. Place a removable, shallow basin inside or above the concrete structure. Choose a smooth, non-porous surface that you can lift, inspect, scrub, rinse, and dry. Keep the water shallow enough for small birds to stand safely. Add a clean stone only if it can also be removed and washed. Replace the water daily in hot weather, during heavy use, or whenever it becomes dirty. Scrub on a frequent schedule rather than waiting for green stains. Move the bath away from falling seed and droppings beneath feeders. You are not removing kindness from your yard. You are making kindness measurable. Clean water, clean surface, low crowding, fast response. But there is one more mistake, and it hides inside the way human beings think. Number 6. You confuse stillness with safety. A concrete bird bath feels dependable because it does not move. It is heavy, familiar, always waiting in the same corner of the yard. But water that remains still is not protected. It is exposed. Every warm hour changes it. Sunlight raises the temperature. Dust settles. Insects arrive. Microbes multiply. A bird bath does not need to look filthy to become biologically active. Clear water can still carry what the eye cannot detect. And this is why movement matters. A dripping source, a gentle bubbler, or water changed by hand can make the bath more attractive while discouraging mosquitoes. But movement is not a substitute for cleaning. A pump can circulate contaminated water just as easily as clean water. A fountain can hide slime inside tubes, reservoirs, and filters. The lesson is not that one device will save the birds. The lesson is that no backyard water should be placed and forgotten. Your attention is part of the habitat. The birds begin to learn that attention. Studies of bird cognition have shown that many species remember locations, routines, risks, and individual human faces. They notice when you refill the basin. They notice when the yard becomes quiet. They notice the path you take, the door you open, and the hour you usually appear. A robin may wait nearby while you work. A chickadee may return moments after you step away. A crow may watch from a wire, studying not only the water, but you. You think you are observing them. They are also observing you. And that leads to the final point. Number 7. The bird bath is a promise. Not in the human sense. A sparrow does not understand the word promise. A finch does not know why you bought the basin or where you placed it. But animals understand patterns. Water was here yesterday. The rim held their weight. Nothing attacked them when they lowered their heads. So they return. They may bring their young. They may arrive exhausted after heat, migration, nesting, or escape. The smallest bird at your bath may have crossed a distance you cannot imagine. It may be carrying hunger, stress, or the final reserve of strength in its body. Then it chooses your yard. This is the part that changes everything. The danger is not simply that a dirty bird bath contains microbes. The danger is that trust concentrates life around it. Your good intention makes the place attractive. Their memory makes it important. Their repeated visits turn it into a shared map point for an entire living community. That means your responsibility does not begin when you see a sick bird. It begins when the first healthy bird lands. Perhaps that sounds heavy. It should not feel hopeless. You do not need a perfect garden. You do not need expensive equipment. You do not need to control the wild. You only need to stop treating water as decoration. Empty it. Scrub it. Rinse it completely. Let it dry when you can. Refill it with fresh, shallow water. Use a basin you can lift and inspect. Remove it temporarily when disease appears. Then watch what happens. The sparrow returns. It grips the clean rim. It bends its head. For 1 second, the sky is reflected beside its beak. The bird drinks, lifts its face, and a bright drop falls from the tip. That moment looks almost identical to the one you saw before. But you are different now. You can see the invisible crossroads. You understand that the peaceful scene is held together by choices no bird can make for itself. The bowl cannot clean itself. The flock cannot read a warning label. The sick bird cannot explain what passed through the water. Only you can interrupt the cycle. And perhaps this is what caring for wild creatures truly means. Not owning them, not touching them, not asking them to love you back. It means noticing what they cannot tell you. It means protecting the place where they become vulnerable. It means turning your affection into a routine, even when no one sees you do it. Tomorrow morning, before you pour your coffee, look at the bird bath. Do not ask whether the water looks clean. Ask when it was last emptied. Ask what your fingers would feel along the rim. Ask whether the smallest bird in your yard deserves a surface that carries yesterday's danger into today. Then make the change, because to you, it is a basin. To them, it may be the only water they know they can reach. And now, I want to ask you something personal. Have you ever seen a bird return to the same place in your yard during heat, illness, injury, or grief, as if that one small place had become part of its survival? Tell us what bird it was, what you noticed, and the exact moment you realized it was trusting you. Some stories begin with wings, others begin with clean water.